Achieving 100% completion in Sonic games isn't always worth the hassle. Sometimes that just means beating the story, but other times you're grinding for hours on the most obscure and challenging objectives, all for basically nothing. That's why today, we're taking a look at every 100% reward across the Sonic the Hedgehog series and ranking them from peak to bleak. All the classic 2D Sonic games are basically the same in terms of completion. Collect all the Chaos Emeralds, defeat the final boss, and get the good/true ending, which offers a slightly unique cutscene. In Sonic 1, he flexes the emeralds above him before they just vanish, which isn't really a good ending, but aight. Sonic 2 makes Super Sonic fly alongside Tails in the tornado, and Sonic CD saves Little Planet and leaves everyone happily ever after. As for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you gotta do a little more and collect 7 additional Super Emeralds, and that allows Sonic to transform into Hyper Sonic, and once more, gives you a special cutscene to cap it off. Now, modern ports of these games offer little extras for completion, like a sound test or cutscene viewer, but it's not there in the original release, so I'm not counting it. This entire classic lineup rewards you with a good ending, and that's it, so they're going toward the bottom of this list. Sonic Adventure makes you do a good bit more in the name of 100% completion. There's 130 total emblems in the game, and to catch them all, you gotta complete the 6 story modes, beat the A, B, and C mission in every action stage, find all the emblems scattered throughout the adventure field, and complete all the Chow races. If you did all that stuff in the original Dreamcast version, you got jack shit. But in the DX port for GameCube and Steam, you're rewarded with one of the coolest bonuses in the series, a trial select where you can play as Metal Sonic. Now, it's purely cosmetic, controlling the exact same as regular Sonic, but the unique animations and look have a good amount of charm and feel pretty refreshing overall. It's nothing huge, but a full-on unlockable character is nice bonus content, especially when it's Metal Sonic, who's never playable in mainline games, so it's substantial enough and a treat for any completionist. Sonic Adventure 2 further ramps up the amount of stuff you have to do, and it's well worth it, but we'll get there. It increases the emblem count to 180, which includes 5 objectives per stage and a 6th one that's only attainable if you A-rank the other 5. Are you kidding me? And on top of that, you have to beat all the kart challenges, every Chow race and karate match, and every boss rush, which is a lot of content. But completing everything unlocks a full-scale extra stage, Green Hill Zone. Mind you, this was before they brought it back in every other game, and this was being released for Sonic's 10th anniversary, which makes a hell of a lot of sense. I never actually got to play it until recently, and wow is it good. It's not just a shallow callback or stale rehashing, it adapts Sonic's most famous location to that adventure style, and it's a joy to romp through. It loosely follows the layout of the OG Sonic game's Green Hill, so it hits a perfect balance of familiarity and freshness, which celebrates this series beautifully. This easily puts Adventure 2 into peak. No game comes close to it. Well, except for the GameCube Battle Port, which gives you the same phenomenal course and additional skins for multiplayer. That in itself would have warranted a great placement, but this is just icing, so it gives this version of the game the title of Best 100% Reward in the Sonic series, and there's a lot more games to go, so yeah, it only goes down from here.
That was cool!
Like the classic entries, the Advanced series all has some rewards in common. Collecting all the emeralds and beating the game with each character grants you the true final boss and ending. Yippee! In Sonic Advance 1 and 3, that's the extent of it, so these two are going right alongside their classic brethren. As for the second installment, you unlock Amy as a playable character, which is less exciting than Metal Sonic, since, you know, she was unlocked from the start in the first one, so it only raises this title a little bit and is better late than never. Sonic Heroes steps it up once again. You gotta beat all 4 team story modes, A-rank all 141 missions, and collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds. As you complete more and more, you get a few additional 2-player modes, and to me, it's weird to hide multiplayer content behind a completion status, but I digress. Those don't count towards the 100% rewards anyways. Beating everything unlocks Super Hard Mode that's exclusive to Team Sonic. In it, you get a way more challenging version of all 14 levels, and if you thought Team Dark stages were brutal, you might not want to get a load of this. There's way more shit trying to kill you, and you have to play each level back to back, But the worst part, if you die, it's all the way back to the first stage. Yeah, it's a gauntlet, but if you made it this far, you got the stones to beat it, and it's a pretty damn satisfying reward. Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure feature a slate of levels for both Sonic and Blaze, and beating every single one while collecting 7 Chaos Emeralds and 7 Soul Emeralds unlocks you the final boss and the end of the game. While you can go through and S-rank all the stages, if you do that in the first game, you get absolutely nothing, so it's going down in Bleak. In Rush Adventure, though, they added some extra stuff to do, including these 5 ships you have to build, and 100 extra missions, which bulks up the completion time a lot. And what do you get for your troubles? A little Sonic head on the map, which is pretty underwhelming, but better than nothing, so I'll be nice and put it as a good ending. Sonic 06 has plenty of things for you to do and collect, with all the gold medals to obtain, the silver medals to go out and find, all the town missions, and so on, so I'll cut to the chase here. Your reward for collecting everything and S-ranking each mission is a few achievements on your Xbox, and if you're playing on PS3, there's literally nothing. You put up with all the bullshit in this game just for bragging rights, I guess. Bleak. Unleashed has even more going on than Sonic 06. Sure, you gotta get all the S ranks and collect medals, but now there's 400 total Sun and Moon medals to find, and each stage has to be replayed so many times over, thanks to the missions from this frickin' guy. This hot dog vendor gives you special tasks that take you through the same levels with slightly varying goals, and pad the completion time like no tomorrow. And your reward for putting up with all that? Nothing. Too easy. Sonic Colors is actually pretty straightforward. Get all the S ranks and collect all the red star rings and levels. Doing this unlocks bonus missions in the Sonic Simulator, and completing these will eventually earn you all 7 Chaos Emeralds and the ability to transform into Super Sonic in any course you want. I'm kinda mixed on this one, because on one hand, earlier games in the series let you use Super Sonic as early as you could nab all the emeralds, and that was awesome, but this game only lets you use him once you do basically everything there is to do. It makes sense, he'd make the game even easier, but it still knocks it down a peg from great reward into better late than never. Sonic Generations is another one that only gives you achievements, but for this game, the journey to 100% is the reward. It's one of the best lineups of levels in this series, and same is true for Shadow Gens. However, moral victories don't count here. Bleak. Sonic Lost World is basically a carbon copy of Colors. Getting all the red rings across the game unlocks Super Sonic, and while it's not technically a 100% reward, since it doesn't require all the S ranks or anything, it's the closest thing this game has to one, so I'll count it and put it right next to Colors. Despite Mania being a pretty short campaign, 100%ing it can take some time. You have to beat said campaign as all the characters, collect all 7 emeralds for each of them, and collect all the silver and gold medals from the Blue Sphere stages. Doing all that gets you quite a hefty amount of goodies. You get a secret sound test mode, a Mean Bean Machine minigame that you can play with a friend, and access to a full-blown debug mode, which gives you so many possibilities to get as much fun out of this game as you can. I want to put it up in peak, I really do, but it's not the same caliber as a brand new level, so great reward tier will have to do. Another nothing burger with a slapped on achievement. I love putting Sonic Forces in Bleak. At launch, Sonic Frontiers didn't really offer anything to completionists. You fully complete all 5 islands, S-rank all the cyberspace levels, max out all your stats, and that's it. After Update 2 though, they added a costume for Sonic when you achieve 100%, called the Frontier Elite outfit, which gives Sonic a little crown, and it may not be much, but it does make you feel pretty darn accomplished. Update 3 adds something small too. The Master King Coco will give you battle guidance on how to defeat the end, but locking crucial information behind 100% completion is kinda crazy, and odds are, the players that didn't grind as much could probably use the advice more. That won't affect the placement. The Frontier Elite outfit by itself gives this a cozy spot in mid-tier. Sonic Superstars is another achievement chaser, but along the way, you can at least unlock a couple bonus costumes. There's nothing noteworthy given to you for doing everything though, so this one's gotta go down in Bleak. And there you have it.